Good morning, this is Kasturi Day. Today I will start the next chapter of these ICSE syllabus, class 8 syllabus. Okay, uh, this food production and management. Okay, so this is the last chapter of this biology subject. Okay, in my next video probably after finishing this chapter, the question answer also I will discuss, and after finishing this chapter I will start probably other physics or chemistry. This will be also of class 8. Okay, so I'm starting with the food production and management of ICC syllabus class 8. Okay, so the introduction. Plants and animals, we know that they need food for their survival. Okay, now what does food give us? Food gives us nutrients, protects our body from the diseases, provides us growth, develops and repairs the worn out body tissues of our body tissues. Then the plants prepare their own food, whereas animals, they and human beings, of course, they all have to depend on both the plants and animals for their food. Then human beings, they get food mainly from agriculture and animal husbandry. And the beginning of this agriculture, okay, this agriculture started during 10,000 BCE, when humans started growing plants for their food. Okay, so this is about the introduction, that is from where the food has been started, like what does food give us, and what other how the animals and plants, they all get their food from. Okay, next we come to agriculture. So what is agriculture? Agriculture is a process of raising crops in a field for food and other useful products. Okay, so it may also include some animal husbandry also. So agriculture is raising crops, okay, in a field for food and other useful products. Now the term agriculture is derived from two Latin words, that is agar and cultura. Agar means field and cultura means cultivate. Okay, now agricultural tasks and practices. Now agricultural practice, what is agricultural practice? The various agricultural tasks that a farmer performs for a healthy and good yield of crops, that is agricultural practice. So the farmer, we know that the farmer does a lot of job on the field. Okay, so to produce some healthy crops, healthy good yielding crops, to produce that, he does a lot of job on the field. Those practices which he does to produce the crops, those practices are called agricultural practices. For example, these agricultural practices include preparation of the soil, sowing of the seeds, irrigation, harvesting, and then the storage of food. So we come to agricultural tasks and practices. First we have to, or the farmer first prepares the soil for agriculture, for food production. So first he prepares by loosening and turning the soil. This is known as tilling or plowing. Okay, he may in the primitive methods, people used to, or the farmers used to plow by using that's plower. We have seen that by hand only he starts plowing. Okay, but now many modern methods have started for plowing. Some machines have started for that. This tilling and plowing methods have started. Okay, some modern methods have started now. Then after preparing the soil, the farmer now starts to sow the seeds. How does he do that? He The seeds are then sown at a depth where they can get enough water, air, and warmth to germinate. Okay, see, the first picture is of plowing, the tilling of the soil, and then the sowing of the seeds. See, the farmers sowing the seeds at depth, at a minimum depth, so that the seed can get all the three, that is air, water, and warmth, to germinate, so that they can germinate, so that the seeds can germinate. Some of the plant seeds with like rice and onion, they are first placed in a seed in the seed bed, that is known as nursery, and then they are grown to a certain, when they grow to a certain height, they are placed in the seedlings that when transferred into a field which is full of water, that is transplantation. Okay, we have seen rice fields. Okay, so this transferring of the seedlings to another field, that is known as transplantation. Okay, now then after sowing the seeds, the field now needs irrigation. Okay, no, so the fields now where the seedlings are sown or seed are planted, they have to be regularly watered according to the needs of the crops. When a crop is growing in a field, it uses some of the nutrients of the soil. When the crop is growing, it's using up the nutrients, so those over a time the nutrients get depleted, and so these nutrients have to be replaced, and they are replaced either by natural methods or by adding manure or fertilizers to the soil. Okay, next this comes to harvesting. Now harvesting is after the crops have grown to they are matured. Okay, then they are separated from the weeds. Okay, weeds are what? Weeds are unwanted, wild, uncultivated plants which has to be removed from the crop field, and that process is known as weeding, otherwise that would destroy the crops. So after removing this, after doing the weeding, the crops are matured and then they are harvested. Then after harvesting the food crops or any other crops, they have to be stored in certain place. So after being harvested, the crops need to be stored properly and protected from damage by rats, worms, and pests. Okay, now the tools and machines which are used to carry out the various agricultural tasks are known as agricultural implements. So see, from the picture you have seen, so first picture is of harvesting, then the storage, and then these are the tools which are used for agricultural tasks. So agricultural implements are these pictures of about. Then we come to the crops which are grown in India. Now what do you mean by crops? So crops are plants of the same kind which are grown in large numbers or quantities for food, clothing, medicine, or other purposes. So these are the crops. So crops they are plants of the same kind. Okay, which are grown for some purposes, grown large in numbers for some purposes like for food, clothing, medicine, or any other purpose. Now the crop that was cultivated was cereal. First crop that was cultivated, that was the cereals. Now about 100 different kinds of crops are grown for food alone. For example, cereals, pulses, oil seeds, root crops, then tuber crops, sugar crops, plantation crops, fiber crops, spices, timber, medicinal plants, many other crops are grown. Okay, so cereals like rice, wheat, maize, barley, ragi, pulses like gram, peas, beans, oilseeds like mustard, groundnut, sunflower, coconut, sesame, root crops like sweet potato, turnip, tuber crops like potato, tapioca, sugar crops like sugarcane, beetroot, plantation crops like coffee, tea, rubber, then coconut, then fiber crops like jute, coconut, hemp, then spices like cloves, cinnamon, ginger, then pepper, turmeric, coriander, timber crops like sal, teak, pine, then medicinal crops like cinchona, neem, aloe vera, these gives us medicines. Okay, now we come to the classification of crops. So I'll discuss this in the next video. Okay, so please go through this. If you have any doubt, please do write in the comment box. And if you like the video, please press the like button and share with your friends so that they can also be benefited from this videos. Okay, if you are a new viewer to my channel or not subscribed yet, please do subscribe to get the notification of my next video. Thank you.